Alright, folks, it's turn 34, and I fucked up. I completely goofed here. Remember I sent my god to attack the second forest? I forgot something. I forgot something very, very important. I forgot that vampires, of which he has a lot, because vampire, apparently he just spawns vampires. I forgot that vampire's life drain attack is armor piercing. And, of course, drains life. So, I remembered they had this life drain attack, but I was like, it's actually low damage, it won't do all that much to me, I'll be fine. No. I forgot. It's armor piercing. So watch. Just watch here a second. My crossbow move up. They get wiped out by the vampires. The vampires jump over here. The Gigantist has got some buffs off, so he's got Temper Flesh, which actually isn't relevant at the moment. He's got Protection 25, but Protection 25 does not protect you from 13 armor-piercing damage. It will protect you from 13 regular damage really, really well. And, because Life Drain attacks are magic and otherwise untyped, Temper Flesh also doesn't protect you from it. So, the Gigantist just gets freaking punked by these vampires. Now, who here can tell me why that's a huge problem? You can see here, yeah. He kills a bunch of guys with poison, and that's it. Want to know why that's a huge problem? It's a huge problem because, oh right, regeneration is an incarnate bless. So now my Laestrygonian tyrants that are wearing shrouds all of a sudden aren't regenerating. And shrouds cannot be removed because they're cursed. Enceladus has gone insane, but fortunately he's maintaining the siege. So, yeah. I'm in deep shit at this point. I've got this lady. She was forging Hydra skin, but actually what she needs to do is she needs to forge a Ring of Regeneration. I need to get regen items onto those guys quickly, and I also need to call my god back very quickly. So I'm upgrading this to a citadel. I'm going to build a temple here and start pumping out a bunch of priests. I have 5 priests calling god right now. Atlas, the new Laestrygonian tyrant, is twice borning. Oh, and that reminds me, I actually need to, because I haven't named anybody this yet. Our good pal Genocidicles is back. So, Genocidicles, the Laestrygonian tyrant. Unfortunately, he's going to have lower magic resistance because he doesn't have any of the magic resistance items. I don't have a lead shield for him right now. I'm forging a shield of gleaming gold for reasons I can't quite explain. They're really good. I mean, I love shields of gleaming gold. I kind of need a lead shield, but I don't really have the gems for it right now. So yeah, we'll go ahead with the shield of gleaming gold. And I've been attacked here in Mountains of Mist. I'm being besieged by an army of just crossbows and satyrs. It's nothing particularly impressive. And in Range of Light, my Cyclope Smith thug got hit. And this was something that I am really weirded out by. I could have sworn I gave this Cyclope Smith a firebrand, but he appears to be carrying a burning blade, which is a totally different weapon that doesn't hit a square, it just hits one guy. So, yeah, he casts his buffs, and he's invincible to what these troops can do to him. So the infantry go in and they fight the satyrs and nothing much happens. Then he goes in and they're all being hit by the awe, so they can't hit him, and they're being stunned by the overcharge effect of the storm spool. And he's just also not accomplishing anything because with attack 13 he's actually getting repelled, and he's only hitting one person at a time. So he kills one occasionally, but he's not, like, if he had a firebrand he would have mulched through these guys pretty quick. And then he breaks. He has to take a morale check, and he breaks. This is why I want Berserker Thugs, to be honest. In any case, he routs, and he forces these guys to rout. He fights his way through them. And then they break and run away. But he gets off the field before any of them do, so he doesn't actually get any benefit from them breaking. So you can see here, they're throwing mind burns and stuff at him. It's not doing much. They all run away. And then he runs away, and he gets off the field before they do. You can see because they stop. Boop, right there. So, yeah, that was startling, and that was, once again, completely my fault. Like, apparently I just gave him a forged and gave him a burning blade instead of the firebrand I thought I was making. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. So, Perticus is going to hop down here. We're making a... I could have sworn I was making a firebrand. Okay, instead of that, forge a firebrand, please. We're going to give him a firebrand. Genocidicles already has a firebrand. We're forging him a hat and a suit of armor of knights, which will be grand. We've got the Armor of Knights over here. Somebody is forging more lightless lanterns. Yeah, Crown of Lead. So we're going to give all those to Genocidicles. So he will at least have magic resistance 19, and he can cast Iron Will on himself. And we have hit alteration level 6. So Genocidicles can now cast... I haven't scripted him because I haven't done that yet. But he can now cast Soul Vortex. He's going to need some gems in order to do that. And then he's going to cast... we're going to go with Iron Will, Temper Flesh, and then probably he only has 2 more left, so we're going to go with Fire Shield. And finally, what is he expecting to fight? Earth Power for more reinvigoration. Well, he's going to have the Soul Vortex active. He's going to be fighting living units, so let's give him Iron Skin instead. And then he's going to attack. And we can give him 6 Death Gems. He'll spend 2 in order to cast Soul Vortex, and it will give him quite a bit of fatigue, unfortunately, but that's what the Soul Vortex, when he gets into combat, will help him out a lot with that. So, Genocidicles is casting Twiceborn. Down here, we've got Hoplodamu, who's also casting Twiceborn. He still has regeneration, because he's carrying a ring, so he's good, but... Ooh, baby, I was not expecting that. I forgot that was an armor-piercing attack. It was totally my fault. I should not have done that. I should not have sent my god into that. I could send Hoplodamos down there to take care of them. He has enough attacks and enough magical attacks that he could burn through vampires pretty quick. They have invulnerability, not any actual protection. And he does regenerate, but... He would still take a lot of damage. And the Soul Vortex wouldn't really work because vampires are not vulnerable to Soul Vortex. I mean, they do still have militia and thralls and stuff down there in the Second Forest. So it would work on them. Once they got into combat, he could suck the life out of them. But for now, we're just going to Twiceborn these guys. Other than that, it was a pretty good turn. I found 3 Death Gems per turn in this forest. And I found, I think that's a Water and a Fire Gem per turn. So, like, yeah, things are going okay. But, losing my god like that is a huge blow. And I have got to get him back as quickly as possible. I've got to have that regeneration bless, just because I gave these guys shrouds already, and I cannot have them wandering around with a useless slot like this. I mean, this slot right now is just giving them 2 reinvigoration, which is not good enough. It's absolutely not good enough. Fortunately, I have money this turn, so I'm actually starting on my next Laestrygonian immediately. And we should be able to get 2 or 3 of those guys leading the charge against Pangaea, but it's still not a fantastic situation. It's not the best situation. It's not the situation that I would like to have. Perdiccas is going to go down here, grab his Firebrand, and then hop over here to finish off this army, which he can absolutely do with no trouble. This, I could like to bump this defense up to 6 just for fun. We've lost range of light once again. Genocidicles will go take it back next turn. He's casting... Actually, he doesn't need Twiceborn to take on that army. As long as he's got... He has to wait a turn to get the rest of his gear anyway, though. He wants his armor and his hat before he goes and does that, so... Yeah, he'll wait a turn. Because he can still get hit by Mind Burns and stuff. And he can be hit by... More importantly, he can just be stabbed with weapons. So he would definitely like to have the armor to help him out. With the Soul Vortex, he'd probably be fine. But I'd like to give him the full kit before he pushes out. So that army is probably going to go down here to Wold. Which is fine. They'll just keep raiding me and I'll retaliate. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Up here, Tianchi is really pushing. It looks like they're pushing on Utgard, but they might just be pushing through Utgard. Because Flower Meadow Forest had 1 crossbowman and 1 point of province defense in it. And that's a pretty significant army. I don't know if those Banes are geared. I would imagine they are. I don't see any other reason to bring Banes. Yeah, so these are Bane thugs, real basic ones. Just Frostbrand, Vine Shield, 0 encumbrance. They just go in and fight. They can clear... Well, they can clear some provinces by themselves. With the brands. And then it's a big pile of footmen, just the basic late-age Tianchi infantry. And a big pile of Barbarian Heavy Horse. And the Barbarian Heavy Horse are on... looks like they're on fire, and then some of them are also on attack rear. Okay. yep, that's what's going on, and Pangaea is just moving around Haunted Woods, so that is where his other two counter thugs are. Using those was very effective of him. Once I have the Soul Vortex active, those will be a lot less effective. They won't be able to stop the Soul Vortex Phoenix Pyre combo. My research is going up because I am forging lightless lanterns very quickly as I can. And we should be able to accomplish some things pretty soon. Oh, baby, though. Boy, oh boy. Oh, wait, I have Earth Gems right here. What am I doing? Take those gems away from them. I have a ton of Earth Gems. Shield of Gleaming Gold. Crown of the Titans. Don't need that, that's for sure. I would like to have Iron Faces. Except, of course, my Dragonians can't wear them. But my Cyclops can. Copper Arms, Girdles of Might, Lodestone Amulet. It's just, it gives me magic resistance for only Earth Gems, which is nice. But what I really want here is... I'd kind of like another Dwarven Hammer. I just forged one, but already I'm using it all again. I have an Amulet of Anti-Magic. Genocidically, they're not actually using lightning, so I think I'll give him the Amulet of Anti-Magic instead there. So that'll push his magic resistance up into almost relatively safe territory. And... Mimon. Yeah, I don't really have anything I want to do with those gems right now, so I'll just save them. Or, yeah, let's go ahead and forge a Shield of Gleaming Gold. Still don't have any Astral Pearl income. That's depressing. Really wish that wasn't the case. I do need to take this back. So I might send Perdiccas in order to do it. Perdiccas can probably take on vampires. As long as he gets a couple of his buffs off. So he'll need to bring a little bit of chaff once again. But he can probably clear that with his... Since once he has the actual firebrand to do the AoE damage and stuff. Or I can send in Hopladamus, of course. Hopladamus, especially Twiceborn, I can throw him in there with no fear. And he can take it out. So, that's the turn. A little bit depressing. But we're learning from our mistakes. We're going to push on. We're going to make progress. We're going to do well. We're going to drive Pangaea back into the sea, and we will have a good old time. Erytheia is slowly being eaten by Man. And, yeah, I think Man has successfully now sort of judoed me and left me to fight Pangaea alone, which is fine. We'll work it out. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in turn 35. Okay, I needed to make a quick addendum to this turn because this is fantastic. I love it. So, Perun, who's playing Atlantis, just contacted me. He knew that I'd taken a Drakon, and I'd mentioned earlier, I think previous to the game even, idly to him, that I was hoping to be able to cast Mother Oak, because it would obviously make getting my nature gems and all a lot easier. Now, of course, as you know, I have had no luck getting hold of nature sites, except for this Druid's Grave. So right now, my nature gem income is 1, because that's from this ancient... No, it's not even from that ancient ruin. Where is it even coming from? Yes, the monstrous conch. So my nature gem income is quite low. I wouldn't be able to cast Mother Oak on my own hawk anytime soon. However, he said, I'm ready to cast Mother Oak. I don't really want to overcast it if I don't have to. Do you want to split Mother Oak? And he offered to make this, you know, a trade, as it were, where I would pay him just half the cost in nature gems of Mother Oak, and he would cast it. So, in other words, I give him 25 nature gems right now. He casts Mother Oak at minimum level, because there isn't really anybody else who can effectively override him except Pangaea. And Pangaea is, of course, a little bit busy right now. And I get 5 nature gems a turn for as long as Mother Oak is active. And that's a great deal for me, because that gives me a steady nature gem income. If Mother Oak stays up for 5 turns, it'll pay for itself. Pangaea is under enough pressure that I don't think Josie is thinking about casting Mother Oak right now. And of course, my thugs and super combatants are rolling off the line, so we'll be driving them back very, very soon here with our Soul Vortexed Dragonian Tyrants. So, yeah, I alchemized a bunch of gems. I alchemized all my water gems and some of my death gems as well. I probably should have alchemized earth gems instead of death, but oh well. I didn't alchemize air because I still have 0 air income, which is terrible. But yeah, I alchemized all those to get 25 nature gems. I canceled my casting of Haruspex. I canceled my forging of a Ring of Regeneration this turn. And yeah, we're just going for it. That's what we're going to do. So I'm sending him the gems, he's going to cast the spell, and I'll start getting 5 nature gems a turn. I'm doing this because I trust Perun, and he's agreed that this will hold even if we later go to war. He actually offered that, and so I'll take him up on it. So, hopefully, assuming all goes well, that will mean that my nature gem income starting after next turn will actually be 6 per turn, instead of 1. And then I'll take my Druid's Grave back, and it'll be 7. And of course, I'll also get my extra death gems there, so I'll take back Range of Light with Genocidicles next turn. And yeah, it'll be a good old time. We will have a grand go into the ball, and it'll be great. So, just needed to add that little tidbit. So, I'll see y'all in turn 35. Alright, folks, DoYouEvenLift turn 35. This turn, we got Mother Oak, or rather Atlantis got Mother Oak, but we'll be getting half the profits from it, so that's great. We Need Junior's power has left the world, so I can now appoint a new prophet. Several battles. Tianqi is actually going after Ragha, which I kind of suspected they were going to do. So they've got a stack of about 250, a little bit less. Chaff, basically. All chaff, except for their 2 Banes rolling in here. And they've got about another 500 infantry and ancestor smiths and such behind them. So this is a pretty significant deployment. I don't know if it's going to suffice to beat Althaea, because Althaea is really good at this game. So I think, I've talked to her and she said basically, yeah, I've got it under control, don't worry about it. So that's fine. I don't want Althaea overrun until sometime later when I have to fight her, so, you know. Midgard, who is AI, if I recall correctly. Yes, Midgard is AI. AI Midgard is hurling themselves violently at Abysia. They have an Adept of the Iron Order and some mechanical men. I think this is the remnants of a mercenary group, and it's just been destroyed by Province Defense. And in Bayville, a Vanhurst and some Vans actually caught a very small force and destroyed it, and took the Province Defense, so that's kind of cool. In Godhaven, Abysia is hitting Independence, taking their stuff back, and in Faircliff, Man is attacking Pangaea with some Wardens sneaking around. In Umbro, I got a population loss event. I got some of the population back because those events trigger immigration events in adjacent provinces. So I actually moved 845 population to a fort. However, I lost almost 3,000, so definitely not worth it. Umbro's way down. I mean, Grey Mountains gets more income, and that gives it more resources and recruitment points and stuff, so that's fine. My Citadel will be done next turn. What else? In Erytheia, I got some gems, which is great. And I didn't find any magic sites with my dark knowledge. I lost a couple more scouts, and we're still under siege in Mountains of Mist. Pangaea is trying to negotiate with me to let them, stop fighting them so they can go and fight Man. At this point, I'm thinking, to be honest, you're doomed. Pangaea is screwed at this point. And I think I'm just going to go take my land back and I will try to secure all 3 of these forts while Man is busy attacking the capital. Not sure if I'll be able to do it, but I'm going to give it a shot. I have Genocidicles moving out. I have Soul Vortex active now. I have Hoplodamos moving out, as well as Perdiccas moving over here to attack the army besieging Mountains of Mist. I've got 1 more turn, so they'll be able to deal with that situation. In terms of research, I'm going down to Alteration level 7, should take me another 3 turns, and then I'm going to run down to Enchantment level 6, which will take me another, I don't know, 4 or 5, something like that, and cast Eternal Pyre. That will, of course, give me a ton of Fire Gems per turn, and so my total Fire Gem per turn income at that point will be almost 30, even assuming I discover no more Fire Sites, because Enceladus, of course, generates 2 Fire Gems per turn. I've given all his gems to Zithoff. Zithoff, I think is how you pronounce that. And Zithoff, what a name, will be running them down to Golan Fens, so I'll get those Fire Gems. I'm still forging some, I'm losing my mind, Lightless Lanterns, that's what they're called. Just in order to keep cranking my research, because my research is pretty decent at this point. Could be better, but we're working on it. And I'll have another Lace Draconian next turn, but I won't have any regeneration for him just yet, because I'm still calling my god back. Still gotta get him. Yeah, that'll be interesting. So, I think I've got Pangaea on the ropes at this point. It may not look like it, but to be frank, they've got this army rolling up behind them. This army is busy besieging Erytheia's fort, and they've got these guys raiding them, and Pangaea cannot stop everything. In particular, once my Lace Draconians get going with the Soul Vortex, they're going to be very, very hard to kill, and, of course, in 3 turns, they'll also have Phoenix Pyre. At which point killing them just is not in the cards. With Phoenix Pyre and Soul Vortex, in order to actually get rid of a Laestrygonian Tyrant, you would have to, A, be a Blood Nation, with a lot of Blood Mages capable of spamming Life for a Life, like, really intensely. Or you'd have to spam Soul Slay even more intensely, because their magic resistance is absurd. And you'd have to combine those with surrounding them with skeletons or other undead creatures that they can't lead to life out of with Soul Vortex. If you don't have, like, those qualities active, then you're probably doomed. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to go well for Pangaea starting... I mean, it's not going to go well for Pangaea now with Soul Vortex active, I don't think, because he's relying on Living Chaff to hold them down. And it's certainly not going to go well for Pangaea starting in about 3 turns. So, that's great. That'll be 5 Laestrygonian Tyrants active, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one's coming out. 5. Yeah, 5 active. I'll probably stop recruiting Laestrygonian Tyrants for now just to pump out Phlegra Priests real quick and make sure that I get my gob back as fast as possible. It takes on average 50 points to do that. I've had these 5 calling for 2 turns now. I'm building a temple down here so I can start recruiting them from here as well. This is going to go up to a citadel, and then I'll start churning out 3 per turn there. So I should be able to get him back in 3 or 4 more turns, which will be great, because then I'll get my regeneration back on my Shrouds of the Battle Saint. I kind of need that. I'm about to break this fort. Should happen this coming turn. I can't get Alteration level 7 in 2 turns, which I'd love to, because that would let me have Phoenix Pyre for that attack. I don't think I can manage it, though. And to be fair, both these guys do have encumbrance, so they're not going to be fatigue negative. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to have them go in. They're tough enough. I don't think there's all that much in this fort. They're tough enough, they should be able to weather the storm. Even without the regeneration. Forging another Amulet of Anti-Magic, forging a Firebrand, and an Armor of Knights. I already have a Shield of Gleaming Gold, a Storm Spool, and some other items here. I also have a Skull Staff sitting around that's not being used at the moment. If you give a Skull Staff to a Laestrygonian Tyrant, they can cast Soul Vortex without needing a gem. But, of course, then they don't have a shield or a good weapon, so... And you're risking a booster, so... not necessarily my favorite activity. But you can use it to cast higher level death spells if you want to. These guys are both Twice-born, so they're ready to go. They're ready to party. They are rock and rolling. And we've also got, of course... Where'd he go? Where'd the guy go? There he is, Perdiccas. We've given Perdiccas an actual Firebrand now. He still doesn't have any shoes, because I haven't forged any shoes, because I'm desperately low on nature gems. That will be solved, of course, coming up here. Both because I'm going to take some nature sites back, and because I'm going to start getting 5 nature gems per turn from Atlantis. And yeah, things are going pretty well. I'm recruiting some more chaff down here. Going to start recruiting chaff in the Mountains of Mist again as well, just to have siege, fort breakers. And we will, we'll be going on. We will do it to it. Oh, I don't have any gems right at the moment, so I can't even really afford to summon any chaff. So we'll just keep going with the super combatants. And as soon as we can, we'll build up some armies to give them a little bit more siege punch, take down a Mictlan, Forest of the Lost, and Gold Mountains, hopefully before Man manages to get to them. Man might get in Mictlan, I guess, but I really want Forest of the Lost, both because it has a lot of income from the mines, and because it has astral income, which I desperately, desperately need. I have none. No astral income whatsoever. It's terrible. I hate it. Give me pearls, please, God. I actually have never searched this province for astral magic, so as soon as Ialmenos forges that, I'll have him site search there. And then we'll see what we can do. So, that is the turn, and I'll see you all in turn 36. Okay, DoYouEvenLift, turn 36. This turn's going pretty well. First of all, we found another death site in Alluvia, the Stale Current, so that's another death gem. And we found 2 magic sites in Antediluvium up here. Alluvia, Antediluvium, that's funny. The Floating Rock and the Charmed Currents. So we're getting another air gem. Our first air gem, guys! That is amazing! Yay! And a water gem. So water income, looking okay. Fire income, good. Air income, starting. Astral income, starting. Earth income, really good. And death income, quite good as well. Overall, our gem income is over 30, which is very impressive. At 9, 10, 19, 22, 23, 24, 31, plus 2 from Enceladus, so realistically 33, although Enceladus, sometimes you have to kind of move them around to get access to them. They're a little bit delayed. Unfortunately, Enceladus is insane again. He's in Relays. He's been in Relays Dominion so long that now he is insane as well as Shattered Soul, as is Clytius. So that's a bummer, because it means Enceladus will be off raging more often. But that means they have to wait one more turn, because Enceladus is calling God and will not storm the castle. He can't actually do this because he's not a priest, so he's just wasting his time. So one more turn, then we'll storm the Sacred Lake. I don't really want to do it with just Clytius, because I'm worried that without the regeneration, whatever's in there might be able to take it. Actually, to be honest, there should be almost nothing in there. So what if I just hold an attack, closest, Iron Will, Temper Flesh, Earth Power, Iron Skin, and attack rear. Yeah, he should be able to handle it. These guys, there's no arrows underwater, so I don't have to worry about that. So Clytius can just be up front. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in. I don't wanna wait another turn. So we're gonna storm the castle. That'll tear down this temple. Then we'll build our own temple up here to try and push the Dominion out, because we're not making a whole lot of progress with it. We don't have many Dominion spread chances per month now because we lost our god, so that's unfortunate, but we're working on it. We just need to get to Relays Dominion out of this lake, and if we can't, we need to get out of the lake ourselves in order to limit the insanity. So Enceladus and Clytius are going to have to go somewhere. Eol would be a good place to wait it out, since that's Dominion Strength 1 as opposed to Dominion Strength 6. And all these other places are pretty high Dominion Strength as well. Zithoth isn't insane, which is nice. And neither is Iantes, although he might become insane. I was hoping we had enough magic resistance and morale to avoid it. I forget what it is. I thought it was a magic resistance check, but now I don't think so. I think it's just like I don't know what exactly determines this, but it really is a bummer. Alas. So, yeah, they're going nuts in Relays Dominion, but like I said, we'll burn down this temple. We will claim the throne, because the throne also spreads Dominion. So we'll burn down the temple, turn Enceladus into a prophet, claim the throne, build a temple, and we'll be in much better shape. There's no lab here, unfortunately. I don't think. At least I don't see a lab. Down here, we've got Perdiccas and Hoplodamos attacking the Mountains of Mist. They're bringing some troops with them, and we also have Aeneas breaking the siege with a bunch more troops. So overall, on the battlefield, we'll have a pretty significant amount of soldiers. Actually, this might be too many soldiers. It might cause morale fail. It might cause us to lose to automatically army route. So let's actually not do that. We'll just send in the blobs. Send in the blobs. There we go. And Perdiccas and Hoplodamos should be able to pull it off, especially since Hoplodamos will Soul Vortex. And when he Soul Vortexes, of course, he's also going to... He doesn't need to resist lightning now, so instead he can cast... He can actually just delete that spell, summon Earth Power 4, and then he can Fire Shield to deal with bugs. So there, we got the Fire Shield. We've got Perdiccas up here with the Mirror Image and the Temper Flesh and all that, and he'll be rolling in, and they will do a good job. Up here, Genocidicles is rolling into Gold Mountains, and in terms of research, we're 2 turns away from Phoenix Pyre, so we are in good shape. We're working on recruiting another Oppressor Archon, which will be handy, and yeah, we're doing well. Forging a Crown of Lead for Calicolon, and I've just realized he doesn't have I just remembered, he doesn't have a source of regeneration right now, so we're forging a Hydra Skin Armor. We did get our first 5 Nature Gems from Atlantis, so that deal is holding. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And at some future point, we will probably be able to take, or hopefully be able to take Mother Oak back away from him, if we can continue to find nature's sites. So here's, cross your fingers for that, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, our gem income very good. We actually gained a total of 5 gems this turn since we also reclaimed... I'm sorry, 6 gems this turn since we reclaimed these. You can actually look at the score graphs here, and you can see our gem income this turn just went boop, way up, which I personally love. So, I will see you all in turn 37 as we take the fight back to Pangaea and cause some havoc. This army, interestingly, is moving out this way instead of going for Pangaea's capital, which... yeah, I would have gone through here and then gone to Pangaea's capital in an effort to shut down their recruitment. But that's not what they chose to do, so okay, that's fine. In any case, I'll see you all in turn 37.